finally the last one, and it is done. Have them depotted and labeled. This is what we're gonna do today for our eyeshadow palettes. Hi, welcome to The Art of, a place where we turn ordinary eyeshadow palettes into the one with the removable pens and maybe magnetic. So here are all the eyeshadow palettes that I currently own, and overwhelming majority of them has their eyeshadows depotted, except these small ones, because the pens are sitting in the packaging too tightly, so it's very hard for me to depot the eyeshadows without tearing the packaging, so we won't be able to do anything with them. The next pile consists of Glaminatrix and my Pat McGrath palettes. Glaminatrix Nocturnal palette has all the shades already magnetic and labeled, so we have our job already done for us. Except special shades in Mothership palettes, all the rest of the pens in my eyeshadow Pat McGrath palettes are depotted. This is my project pen palette, so we don't need to label the sheets. This palette is a possible candidate for my Pen That Palette eyeshadow for 2025, so I want to leave it so far as it is. And these ones are going to be depotted, labeled, and maybe even magnetized. We will start with Blend Bunny. The Blends has been my most used palette this year. It includes every shade you could possibly need for creating a colorful look, bold or subtle. Honestly, it's been my best investment so far. The formula is easy to work with, but I found it performs best on a tacky, unset base. This palette also doubles as my face palette. Mythosaur is my perfect brow shade, Benthatrax is a perfect neutral peach, and don't get me started on Clan of Two and Imperial Credit. Perfect yet unique everyday shades. And here is my go-to this summer palette. While the blues are a standout feature, some of the best in my collection for creating bold looks or even as an eyeliner, if I take them away, you'll see that the rest of the shades make it surprisingly wearable palette. The shimmers aren't as sparkly as the trending ones these days, but they have a refined, classy finish that works beautifully for subtle looks. And that plastic used to cover some super crumbly shades. Muse has the best greens in my collection, plus the darkest, easiest to blend purple I own. Softly in this palette is my go-to shade for inner corner highlight, and Teak is my fail-safe option. Unfortunately, this beautiful palette I used the least this year. This palette showed me the entryway to the world of duochrome eyeshadows. Hopefully next year I'll give it much more love. e.l.f. suffered a lot in my experimenting. That's why while depotting the eyeshadows from this palette and labeling that, we're going to put them back into their designated packaging because they will not last long. That taupe is famous in my collection for the shade Slated that I use practically daily. The Ansley Rain Flower Moon palette is the newest addition to my collection, and so far I'm loving it. I haven't used all the shades yet, but it's already filling a major gap I had for sparkly toppers. The variety of sparkles is great, though I'll admit it, I wouldn't mind even more option. It's a palette that feels special, perfect for adding an extra something to any look. Nomad's Paradise Island is the second least used palette in my collection, even though it's full of gems. Especially this shade Sky, which is an amazing blush. Seriously, I don't know why no one talks about that. Oldie but goodie. ABH Soft Glam. This is the oldest palette in my collection, and I have truly rediscovered my love for this palette when I was filming the video about my oldest makeup. The satins in this palette are one of the best in my collection, if not actually the best, especially the Glistening and Fairy. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I'll see you next time. Bye!